Hello guys, welcome to African Net Channel. This video will be on the topic ancient Egypt. We'll be looking at the ancient Egypt, the history of the ancient Egyptians. What comes to your mind when you hear about or think about ancient Egypt? From the pyramids to the Sphinx, mummies, and the old way of writing, or the ancient Egyptian way of writing, the hieroglyphics and the hieratic. The ancient Egypt was a land of mysteries which even attracted the ancient Romans back in the days. It was a civilization that followed prehistoric Egypt around 300 BC. A civilization of northern Eastern Africa situated along the Nile. Its success came along its ability to adapt to the Nile River for agricultural purpose, which was controlled by the means of irrigation. Ancient Egypt can be imagined and referred to as an oasis in the desert of northern eastern part of Africa, with the wealth of the country coming from the fertile flooded plain of the Nile Valley. The Nile has also been the sole source of ancient Egyptian transportation. Agricultural crops mostly cultivated are cereals and wheat, with the land's fertility ensuring high productivity. Numerous scripts, documents, and work of art inscriptions have been left behind which are now studied by scholars, archaeologists, and Egyptology experts. Lots, however, have changed right from the days of the ancient Egypt to our modern time of Egypt. Just like we have the climate that have changed, the topography, the rulers, the borders, and also the form of writing throughout the years, which changed from hieroglyphics to hieratic. During the ancient days, Egypt was seen as an important country which ruled other territories like Sudan, Syria, Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, and the likes. Ancient Egypt was also called Kemet, which means the land of the black, with most ancient Egyptians having a dark skin color, a melanin skin color. The name Kemet was believed to be derived from the fertile soil of the land. The Nile, however, flooded between the month of June and August, receding in the month of August, leaving behind fertile land in return. The rulers of Egypt back in the days were called pharaohs, aka Uros. Now, in terms of the weather or the climate, Egypt, when compared to the present Egypt, ancient Egypt, when we compare the ancient Egypt to the present or modern Egypt, Egypt back in the days is actually a wet and fertile land compared now to the barren deserts of today. Structures like the pyramids, temples, tombs have symbolized Egypt over the century. So when anything like tombs, pyramids comes to our mind, the first thing or the first country or picture which will become to our mind also is Egypt. Each pharaoh was regarded as God on earth or representation of God on earth, which shaped the culture and tradition during the history of their reign. To show how impressive the culture of Egypt was, the culture of Egypt was so impressive that even the invaders, such as the Nubians, the Libyans, the Persians, and the Greeks, got influenced by the Egyptian culture one way or the other. People have, however, been said to have settled in Egypt as early as 6000 BC, creating a small village from the upper region to the lower region. Before the creation of the standard ancient Egyptian kingdom during the 300 BC, that's 3100 BC, spreading across the Nile River to the Mediterranean Sea in the north. The Upper and Lower Egypt, however, became one during the reign of the pharaoh Naaman. That's when he conquered the Lower Egyptian region and united it with the Upper Egyptian region. The occupation of most ancient Egyptians were farming, living in mud brick houses near the Nile, which is flooded each year, bringing or leaving fertile land behind. Some of the crops wey dey grow include grapes, olives, wheat and rice. They learned a way of irrigating their fields by moving river water to their fields through a specific or special form of irrigation. Those who aren't farmers or are farmers but can't tend to their crops due to flooding worked as a doctor, priest or a pyramid builder. Women of ancient Egypt were given the same freedom as men, such as owning a business, being doctors, priests, and even having their own home, but might be a little limited. Ancient Egyptians also believed their afterlife will also be the same or even better than the life which they enjoyed so much before passing to the world beyond. They also believed pets like cat, dog will also join them in the afterlife, believing tomb will also go along with them when being buried to the afterlife. So food, riches, games, clothes are being packed along with them to their tomb chambers when they've passed on. Egyptian history can be divided into three. We have the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, and the New Kingdom, which I will be explaining in the next upcoming videos. Reign of rule are also used as date markers, making it difficult for modern scholars to dispatch the date of structures and monuments. Mathematics was a very important subject to the ancient Egyptians as it made their civilization a success. The ancient Egyptians do love math or made use of math a lot, that they harnessed the use of math when compared to the other civilization that ever existed. With math, they were able to build the Great Pyramids, and combining it with astronomy, were able to deduce 24 hours of the day and creating a solar calendar of 365 days, equivalent to a year. With this same math, they were able to construct dams, irrigation channels, canals, and even measure the Nile. Ancient Egypt, however, started to come to an end after frequent war and being conquered by the Persian and Roman Empire. Ancient Egypt was also able to claim a civilization of over 3,000 years, which many other civilizations can't even boast of. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. Kindly like, follow, subscribe, and turn on your notification button to get more videos or updates about videos on this channel.